Hi there, welcome to tea leaf readings. My name is Lenore, and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. If I can stay out of the line of the camera, my hair just keeps trying to get it right in there. All right. Thank you for clicking on the reading. Please hit that subscribe button. I don't want you to miss any other readings in the future. Here we go. Let's just get into it. So we begin with right in here. I look at that and immediately I see we have the octopus. Okay. This, now the octopus is really beautiful and complex creature throughout history, in folklore, in art, thematically. And often, for me, I am of the mind that it calls up those ancient feelings from the void, right? Okay, so we're talking like the old ones, I'll say I'm not a huge Lovecraft fan. I'm not really a huge fan of that era of writing in general. The kind of American Victorian horror. Although my namesake does come from Poe. So shout out to Poe. But I like the idea. I mean, the idea of an ancient god, the old ones, the anti-cosmic, right? Just, chef's kiss. Love the trope. Love the energy. Because it's something that is scary. It is scary. Something else very scary. If you look up the vastness of the voids in the universe, right? The perceivable universe. Same energy, right? So we have this kind of, sneaking existential, terror, dread, right? And, I would say that I would be pretty concerned if you weren't having a little bit of this at some point in your days, right? I mean, the world is a reflection of the interior work that needs to be done, right? So we're all being taken to school here, right? But I feel that, not to make light of things. I try to, because it's how I deal with, the brain melting stress of it all. Gallows humors, right? Or gallows humor. So you're under some stress. You are worried. I think we all are. You're not alone in that. I don't think that helps, but maybe it will, right? Let's move on. Okay. These oppressive energies. I'm not saying that we're ignoring them. We're not doing the ignoring anymore, right? That's what got us to where we're at. But we need to manage it, right? We can't always just look at the thing all at once, and we need to also look elsewhere, right? We're striving for, at least in my perception for myself, I shouldn't say we all are, striving for self-realization. Okay. So that is the spectrum of good, bad, beautiful, disgusting, all the things, right? The whole thing. So even though, yeah, we have this profound darkness that is very, very, very accessible to us, and you can't ignore it. And if you are ignoring it, I don't know how you're managing that, but you can put it in the comments. You know? But there's so much other stuff as well, right? There's so much in the crumbling of our illusions, delusions, our hypnosis. Is it getting worse? Is it loosening up? Is it getting, is it going, is it going 10D? I don't know. I know things are different. They feel different. I don't know. I think that probably I'm somewhat reactive compared to, I would say, a lot of people. Not in the sense that I like to go out and get involved in things, but I feel something. I feel it intensely. It starts to shape my perception, and it leads me almost always into self, right? To look for where I need to be doing work. But in that, there's a mounting discomfort, and it is something that I think is hard to ignore, even for people who aren't as reactive, who aren't as sensitive, right? And that's not to say, oh, I'm so great and I'm so much more sensitive. That's not what I mean. It's just my nerves are like, I got the nerves, baby, the bad ones. So, yeah. We need to be also looking at other stuff. I honor this, and we're moving on. I honor you, my love. We're moving on. Let's look this way. So we have what looks to me like the number 232, right in here, 232. I want to get right in here. We have, it looks like a motorcycle right here, doesn't it? Like a little motorcycle. And behind, I feel like I'm just seeing so many statues or like awards, like an award right here. And like when I look at this, I see this like motorcycle, I see a heart, and just to me it's like somebody who maybe you were like an athlete, or you were involved in, I don't know, robotics. I don't know. What do people compete in? I was like I didn't do any extracurriculars, so I don't know what people compete for, but maybe debate or something. And just a lot of awards, a lot of accolades, and maybe it's not actual physical awards. It could be that you're just like very well respected in your field, or you are known in your subculture, or whatever. Rebellious. You're very rebellious. Now, motorcycles don't necessarily mean rebellion. Not anymore, at least. I live in the Midwest, and everybody has a motorcycle because we have about 3 months of nice weather. And you, babe, you better believe if you're not driving around with your windows open or on on a motorcycle getting that wind, you're wasting the beautiful weather. There's nothing more sinful than wasting good weather when you live in a place that gets very cold, right? Or it's very stormy or very rainy or any of that. That, or it's like it's sunny, it's bearable. I can like wear a t-shirt and all that. I'm out there. You know what I'm saying? So, but all of that said, I feel like There is a rebellion. You're a rebellious person. And I'm not saying this like in a judgy way, because I'm very performative. Like, I don't like some kinds of performative stuff with people, but like, I obviously like dress the way I dress, and I'm kind of animated at times, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Performative. Performing is stimming. But yes. What is this? I'm trying to I feel like there's something in your life here where it's like, that you have to let it go. You have to let it go. You have to let something go. Profoundly important to you. But it doesn't feel important anymore in the way that it used to. But like, there's that sentimentality. I mean, babe, I could swim in that all day long. That nostalgia, that like glowy sentimentality, the potency, just distilled into perfection. Those little moments, Yeah, I get it. But, sometimes it's just like a husk of what it used to be. Whatever that is. And to me, it feels like something that it doesn't feel like a relationship. It doesn't feel like money. Like, you're not making money here. This is something yeah, it could be something like you go to a place like a church, or you go to I don't know, maybe you're like you volunteer somewhere, or I don't know what it is exactly. Well, it's not, I don't think it's your workplace, but it's somewhere where like you go, you're established there, you have like connections, you're not an outsider, but it doesn't feel the same as it used to, for whatever reason. And I don't think it's anything that's like terrible. I don't think that there's like any kind of resentment or angst or any of that, even though you are rebellious. And I imagine a little oppositional as well. Shout out to you. I think you're just not into it. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. I've been doing this for a while, maybe like years even, and it's just, it doesn't hit the same way. And so maybe there is that little like trial separation. Maybe I'm not going to go as often. Maybe I'll try, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe I just it's been months. You're kind of in that, your separation is becoming solid. And, that pang of, well, you know what, I should try. You know what I mean? So I think that there's like, you're at the ending, like you're on the cutoff, right? You're getting to that point where it's like, it's okay, it's time. We're gonna do something else here. But there will be a period of time that's the in between. But then I feel like, again, there's this like repeating kind of energy of potency. Okay. And it's going to change a lot for you. This isn't just going to be like, okay, I picked up like a new hobby. I'm really into it. It's very fulfilling. Yes, that. But it's going to open up other opportunities in places in your life or strands of your life that you didn't consider would be affected. Okay. You know what I mean? It's like you meet somebody, they happen to like own a company doing something that you've always wanted to do, and they have an opening, something like that. It's going to a lot for some growth, I think. Really some growth in your life. Something about the rugs. And this is something, I'm glad this comes up. RUGS. Right in here. So rugs, I have been preparing myself to do some some deeper protective cleaning, right? Of the floors, especially a protective wash. If you're interested in learning about these kinds of things, you can look them up. A protective floor wash. And this is spiritual, of course, you want to use things that, aren't going to destroy your floors or any other part of your house. But here's the thing. We have lost the understanding, or at least I think a lot of people have, that cleaning, this, organizing, decluttering, these kinds of things, this is sacred work, right? In your personal spaces, in your temple, where you lay your head, right? These acts of cleanliness, and it's not just cleanliness, it is keeping a flow going, right? And not letting stuff build up where it shouldn't, okay? It's not this this modern sterilization of everything. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about taking care of the things that you have. I'm talking about finding places for things that feels right, right? When you walk into a room that is piled with stuff, the vibe is different than if you've put your things away. As a chronic pile of clean closer in the corner of my room, I can attest to the fact, right? I have practical knowledge of this, that it feels different when it's put away. It just does. And that's just, that's a very slight example, but this is true of all things in your home, all things that you spend time with, what you choose to be in a room with, to live alongside. So to me, seeing this, it is a reminder that as we get deeper into these middle seasons, we are reminded that this is a time of, cleansing, right? Purification. Now, not to perfection, but the turning of soils, right? We're outside picking up sticks, right? We're cleaning up the stuff that's been left, that calcified over winter, right? We're going through a re-refinement process. We're cleansing. We're realigning our pathways. And so this is important work, and it starts in the most mundane, ordinary things, acts. Cleaning the fridge out, cleaning the pantry out, right? Dusting the doorways. I won't get deeply into my superstitions or my practices, but clean your doorways, the frames, all the way around. And if you're really on it, anoint the frame of the door above where you walk through. All windows and doors, if they lead to a void or not, are portals in your home, in your mind, in your psyche, in your spirit. Okay? So we honor them and we remember where they take us and where they bring us back from. That's a little bit of magic for you. All right. So, the cleaning, the rugs. Start with the rugs. Okay. Get to them rugs. Now, you also have somebody who is very protective over you. I don't feel like they know you that well. They feel like they know you because you are kindred spirits. And I think that you perceive them and know them as well. You have seen them. They have seen you. There's not a lot of direct communication, though. Okay? But there are two powerful observers observing one another. Okay? And that's you and that's whoever this person is. Their energy is one of wood. Deep, deep wood. There is some water there, but there's so much earth. It's earth, it's wood, and fire. They're moving constantly. Not moving houses per se, but moving their body constantly. They have a nervous energy. But when you look in their eyes, this is family. This is like a universal family kind of feeling. They're protective of you, and you will be protective of them. I know that. There's not really much to do there, except for continue to be in each other's orbits. And I think just to confirm that it's kind of like, game recognized game. Like, you know what I'm saying? And as the orbit tightens, is there work to be done there? Right? Is there work? That's the question that remains. Okay, let's see. We also have, it looks like, the letters RT. We have the number 19 right in here. Oh, no, 119. So we have 119. And we have a J. And we have the Omega. So we have an ending. We have an ending. Okay, let's ask about this. We have the J. We have the Omega. We're going to pull a couple cards here. I want to know about that ending with the J person. All right, so we have the art card. This is somebody that I feel you have created with, if that is life or if that is, within work. Even within conversation, this is somebody that you can build with, right? Like you can talk and go on and really like hear each other and build off of ideas, that kind of flow between one another. Oh, ooh, whoa, all right. Oh. So we have the beloved, we have the beloved, we have the beloved, we have the beloved. Okay, so we have the this is the emotional, this is a very powerful partner for you. Okay. When it's so volatile, that's the deal, is that there's something about the way that you two deal with people in the mundane, in the physical world, that it's like your cosmic love, which this is cosmic love. This is the beloved manifest in your life, right? Which sounds amazing. Sounds great. Nobody brings shadow work like the beloved. Okay, so it's hard. It's hard. When you meet a beloved manifest, that is going to be one of the most volatile relationships usually in your life. And I don't mean the I'm cheating, you're cheating, that type of stuff. I'm not none of that. I mean, well, maybe some of that, I don't know. Get out of here. None of that mundane whatever garbage. Who cares? What it is this is a person that can look you in the eye and say, baby, I know exactly where you come from, because I come from there as well. Baby, I know who you commune with, because I commune with them as well. You know what I mean? Like, we are on the same tip. Nothing gets past. All of the little BS, all of the coping mechanisms, all of the masks and personas, and right? And the closer you get into whatever you are without all of that, the more fierce those layers of personality become, because you're protecting that beautiful thing, right? And you got to protect that part of yourself. Well, anyways, we perceive that we do. And so the beloved shows up and it's like, gang, let's do this. Let's be together, let's be together. We belong together, absolutely you do. But babe, this is a time of turmoil. I mean, there will be good. Of course, there's good. I mean, there has to be, right? Don't confuse this with like an abusive, mundane relationship. That's not what I'm talking about. This is a person that when they show up, you have the time to activate and be in love and do all that stuff. It might even be some years of that. But then what happens, all of the tsunamis, and I don't mean one tsunami, I mean a tsunami after tsunami after tsunami that shows up in your life, it comes with this person. Not of them, maybe not even anything to do with anything that they're doing or have not done or whatever. But they are there when the stuff starts to hit the right? And not quite often, these are not the people that are going to be like, oh, baby, 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 let me take care of you. Let me do everything. Let me protect you from the universe. No. This is your equal. This is a part of you. This is a person that has the mirror that you can see parts of yourself that you will not see in anybody else. They will not have the equipment to mirror you like this person can. This is your true, entanglement. And so it's not easy. It's not easy. And when we try to bring it into the physical world, and look at that, she's pregnant with life. We're creating. But it's, the princess, even the prince, these are young, naive, impulsive, destructive energies, So you have to do what? What do we have to do? Right? We're alchemizing. We're doing the art, right? Doing that thing. All right. So the deal is, I'm just you know, I'm just I'm seeing it, and it's like the only thing that we can do right now is figure out how to be ourselves to the fullest point. Our passions, our faults, our crazy, our, withdrawn, our noble, our terrible, just absolute scoundrel. And I'm not saying that we need to go out there and do any harm or anything like that, but man, can you just imagine what it would be like if you had a, extended community of, and I'm just going to say women for me right now, because that's really, that's where my head is in my life. I am, increasingly surrounded by more and more amazing women. And that is the energy I seek, is, just absolute, agents of chaos and the divine feminine, in its often darkest forms, and most ruthless and loving, and, all of that. But if you could imagine having an increasing environment of a community of people who were saying what they actually felt. And even, listen, let's even back that up. They don't even need to be saying it yet. Figuring it out. Right? Learning to listen to themselves. Peeling back the layers of, are the things that I want even the things that I want? Or are these the things that I was taught that I want? You know what I mean? Where does this come from? Why am I, even beginning just that, right? And starting to peel back, starting to figure out, why are you actually here? What is your actual motivator? You know what I mean? And that's big work. Don't let me diminish the amount of time that takes, because that's one of the biggest, operations in any magical system. I talk in terms of Western Hermeticism often, only because this is kind of the underlying vein of this, right, with the Thoth deck. But in finding one's true will, your guardian, through your guardian angel, your relationship with your guardian, your daemon, your, what is, who is your companion, your divine companion, your magical companion, and what ties you together. What is the thing? You know what I mean? What is that thing? And to figure out what that is. What is the common thread there? Right? And that just that's just the beginning of a whole endless work, right? But to be around people who are even considering these things, that's crazy. And then to have them living it, which is even more who do you ever meet like that? And speaking it, really, really, and I don't mean in a out here trying to get people into the Kool-Aid consumption or anything like that. But, just out here saying what I'm thinking, what it feels like, what, the experience of it all, the profound, what is it? Clarity and fear and, going through a collective dissolution of an old paradigm, layers and layers of old paradigms, while knowingly watching this old paradigm try to mutate into something with all of its little insidious massing. Oh no, look over here, this is different, this is it, and we know, and we know. Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out on the side, like, what do it? Well, what were we supposed to? Oh, who's you know what I mean? Like, who's doing what? I don't know. I don't know. But to imagine that we could find ourselves in the company of people. People with eyes to see, people with ears to hear, people who carry the word on their tongue. Not out of vanity, but just because. How else can you exist? So I look at this and I see, it's like a push through all of the stuff, all of the worry, the trying to manage the variables, trying to suss out this, that, the other thing, and existing in a place of, realness, rawness, impression, of emotion, of, and not being afraid to be wrong. Not being afraid to look silly or stupid or crazy. That's the big one, I hear that sometimes. You must be crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're seeing things where there's no things. Babe, don't even. You know what I mean? Like, we're living in different I'm living in a whole other reality, and that's okay. We're just on some different stuff, man. And all praises due. I loved Windows 95. I thought it was cool as hell, and that if you want to keep your operating system running on that, I get it. Aesthetic on point. But we got them quantum computers. You know what I mean? Like, we're just living in different places. That's it, So, whatever it is, you are loved. And thank you for doing the work. Thank you for being here with me. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have a few wonderful energies around me. Okay, 33, 92, 28. Yeah, a few really wonderful energies and a lot of weirdos. Stop being weird. No, I'm kidding. Be weirder, actually, because then it's just like, it's easier to just like non-being. Don't even realize you exist. And I mean, I don't mean weird like cool weird. I don't mean weird like, I like weird. I don't like weirdos though. You know what I'm saying. It's such a strange time, and the other part of it is like, you don't even know who's real anymore. I'm not talking about in real life so much, although, online, I just suspect that everybody is fake unless I know you. I'm like, I guess because I'm in that old person school now. I do not believe anybody's real unless I know you. That's where I'm operating from. Or if I feel you deeply, right? If we have some kind of like interaction where it's like, I know that you know what I mean? But it's hard. It's hard to, not just think everything is a bot, honestly, at this point. So anyways, for those of you 3 that are real live beings, I love you. And subscribe or like or whatever you want to do. We'll talk soon. Bye.